Good morning. These are your Nassau Guardian highlights for Wednesday, April 8th, 2026, brought to you by your Daily Bahamas headlines, especially for people on the go and those who are visually impaired. Leading the news today, the Nassau Guardian reports that the Davis administration awarded hundreds of millions of dollars in government contracts without competitive bidding during its current term. According to procurement reports examined by the newspaper, a large number of contracts were issued through direct awards instead of open tender. These contracts covered a wide range of projects and services, including road improvements, repairs to the National Sports Stadium, work on the Family Courts Complex, post office security services, and other government initiatives. Some of the largest projects highlighted include road construction and infrastructure contracts valued in the tens and even hundreds of millions of dollars. Acting Chief Procurement Officer Carl Oliver acknowledged that direct awards were commonly used, but said the process was lawful under the Public Procurement Act. He explained that the legislation allows direct awards under certain circumstances, such as urgency, limited suppliers, or lower value contracts. Still, the heavy use of this method has raised concerns among critics who argue that competitive bidding should be the norm to ensure transparency and fairness in government spending. Also making front-page news, Bahamians made a final push to register to vote ahead of the upcoming general election scheduled for May 12th. Residents crowded the Parliamentary Registration Department this week, although several first-time voters reported that the process was relatively smooth and quick. Officials say Wednesday is the final day to register before the writ of election is issued and Parliament is formally dissolved. Another major story reports that the Shirley Street Post Office has been renamed in honor of former Postmaster General John Fiver Saunders, the longest-serving person to hold the position. At the ceremony, Prime Minister Philip Davis defended the importance of the Postal Service, saying that even in the digital age, the post office remains essential, especially for Family Island communities, where it provides access to services such as mail delivery and the Post Office Savings Bank. In another front-page development, a 45-year-old Haitian man has been sentenced to 1 year and 4 months in prison after using a forged voter's card to apply for a National Insurance Board smart card. Authorities say the suspicious document was detected during the application process, and checks later confirmed that the voter's card had not been issued by the Parliamentary Registration Department. The man will be deported after completing his sentence. Elsewhere, in national news, activists say a reported drop in domestic violence cases should not be viewed as a victory. Advocates warn that many victims still do not feel comfortable reporting abuse and argue that stronger systems are needed to support survivors and encourage reporting. Now to the editorial. The editorial is titled Hope in a Time of Uncertainty. It reflects on rising global tensions, particularly conflict in the Middle East, and warns that the resulting increases in oil and shipping costs could affect the cost of living in the Bahamas. Despite these concerns, the editorial emphasizes the resilience of Bahamians and highlights the success of Team Bahamas at the recent Carifta Games as a reminder of the country's strength and potential. Turning to the letters to the editor. The first letter is titled Let's Stop Pretending. This election is about leadership, not loyalty. The writer argues that voters should focus on leadership and policy rather than party loyalty, and suggests that dividing votes among smaller political groups could unintentionally benefit the incumbent government. Another letter titled Unfairness in Treatment of Bahamas Air Passengers describes a frustrating travel experience involving delays, line skipping, and seat reassignment at the airport. The writer calls for better organization, transparency, and fairness in how passengers are treated. The final letter is titled Young People Are Engaged This Election Season. Written by a first-time voter, the letter argues that young Bahamians are paying close attention to national issues and want meaningful involvement in the political process, particularly on issues such as jobs, education, and environmental protection. Those are your Nassau Guardian highlights for today. To read these stories in full and many more, be sure to purchase a copy of the Nassau Guardian or visit their website to explore the full edition and additional stories in today's paper. And as we close this morning, remember this: an informed nation is a stronger nation. Thank you for listening to your Daily Bahamas headlines. Enjoy your day, be blessed, and be a blessing.